Hey guys, it's Mojo here, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're gonna be doing a Q&A of getting to know me better and some transitioning questions about my journey. So let's get into it. So the first question that I have is, how far are you in your transition journey, and where do you see yourself in 5 years? So far in my journey, I'm pretty. I came out 3 years ago, socially, with the help of my girlfriend. So I came out, started coming out to friends, and then I came out in college, and then, finally, it was like family, and then, parents. So my dad was first because he's more supportive of me in my journey, and then it was my mom who I came out to. She wasn't that much supportive, and the reason I was so scared to come out to her is because of being outed in high school, and it was just a really bad experience. So I took some more time when having to come out again, just trying to explain to her, and so she can understand who I really am. And where do I see myself in 5 years? Hopefully on T, of course, having the surgeries that I definitely want. I definitely want top surgery and bottom surgery. I don't know if those will be achievable in the next 5 years, because it takes time. But that is what I see for myself as my goal. Next question: what was your first Mel product or item that you bought? The first item that I bought was boxers. I feel like, now I could be wrong, I feel like that is the first thing that a lot of trans males buy. Because we just want to feel comfortable and like affirm our gender more. So I feel like that's like the first thing that we buy. I went through the phase of, buying patterns and all types of designs, but then I grew out of that, and now I'm just sticking to plains. From time to time, I will buy patterns and designs, but like I said, I grew out of that. But yeah, buying that was really affirming to me, and it made me feel good. When like I bought my first pair, I got home, I put them on, I looked in the mirror, and I was like, this is it. I feel happy, I feel good about myself, and it just made me feel very in touch with my identity. And experience of wearing female underwear, it's not very comfortable. They have patterns and designs and stuff, but it just wasn't me. And also, it's tired of getting a wedgie as well. They're not that comfortable. So yeah, that's another reason as well. Next question: what was the moment that you knew you were trans? So the moment I knew that I was trans was in college, because that's when I officially said it. But it also stems from my childhood as well, because the moments that I look back at now and I'm like, oh wow, I should have known then, but I just wasn't educated. I didn't know the terminology. So there was this moment, precisely when I was at my friend's birthday party at Funplex. We were around the age of like 9 to 10. It was a guy's birthday party, and yeah, it was a guy's birthday party, and we all grew up together. We all lived in the same neighborhood, and so we would play with each other every single day. So it was like a small group of girls there, like mainly guys. And I felt out of place. I felt out of place because I wasn't, like, we were all friends, but like I felt out of place because I I really didn't like fit in with the girls because like they had their own thing going on, and I was always with the guys, hanging out with the guys. So then we were on this ride, and I looked around, and I just felt so out of place. So I literally said, I put on my hood like this, and I said to them, and I was like, to like hide my hair because I had long hair back then, but to hide my hair, and I was like, yeah, I'm a guy, like I'm one of y'all, like I'm a boy, so just refer to me as that. And they looked at me and they're like, well, what do you like? Why? Like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I don't know. That's just how I feel. So, you know, that's the like one of the moments like when I knew, but like because I was so little and I just didn't know, and I like wasn't educated and stuff like that. It was a confusing time, but like I feel like in a sense like I always knew. Yeah, so in a sense I felt like I always knew. You know, which happens to a lot of people. It stems from childhood, and then they just learn later on in adulthood, which is the next part that I wanted to talk about. Me in college, it was my freshman year, and I had a professor who was making us write a paper about ourselves. So it was like a self-actualization paper, and he told us to like dig really deep, like, you know, dig into the deepest part of yourselves and like really pull out like your raw emotion. So I was just like trying my best, and like in the paper I talked about not being accepted by my family, and being a part of the LGBTQ community, and and how it was like a hard and troubling time trying to like really find myself. And in the paper at first I identified as gender fluid, and but I still wanted to use like he him pronouns. So I talked about that in the paper, and then he gave us the opportunity to do an audio file on our paper. So as I'm doing the audio file, I'm reiterating the paper and like how I feel, but like I'm pouring my emotions into this audio file. And like when I get to the part when I like say my identity, like instead of saying gender fluid, trans comes out, and I'm like, oh crap, like it just clicked. It clicked, and I felt at home, because I was like, this is like, that was my first time ever saying it out loud, and I was like, this feels right, like this is who I am. And I was already doing my research on the transgender community, but I just didn't know where I fit in, where I belong. So when I said it, I was like, wow, this is amazing, this is great, and it just it felt right, and that's how I knew. That's how I for sure knew, and for sure in my adulthood. So yeah, next question is, what are your plans for starting tea? So my plans for starting tea, testosterone, I mean, hopefully that my set plan, what I told myself is when I graduate college, which I graduate in 23 of spring. So I want to send my, so you know, when I graduate, I want to sit my parents down. I want to be like, hey, I know you guys said that in order for me to do this, I need to move out, I need to be by myself. Those are your rules, I completely understand, I respect them. But like, in order for my mental health not to decrease more than what it already has, I need to do this, because I'm just not happy in life. Like, I'm not happy. I'm only content. When people ask me, hey Morgan, how are you? I'm like, I'm not that, you know, I'm content with life. You know, I don't have problems. Like, I'm not, like, there's not like a lot of problems in my life and stuff like that. The only problem is that I'm not, you know, transitioning. I'm not starting my life. So it's, you know, that sucks. And that's just what I want. So that's my plan, to like just, you know, sit them down and explain how I feel. Because the whole, you know, when your parents tell you, well, you have nothing to be sad about, you know, you have a good life, you have friends, you're living, you're breathing, you're not out here on the street, well, you should be happy. Well, what do I say to that? Like, oh wow, I never thought about that before. Now that you said that, let me go out and let me go be happy. Like, no. No, that's not how it works. Like, you should always care about your children's mental health because it's important, especially when they try their hardest to explain to you how they feel. So yeah, I feel like that's very important that you listen to your kids when they talk to you about these certain things. But yeah, essentially those are my plans, and that's what I hope to do. And next is, what are you looking forward to most throughout your transition? And I would say the thing that I'm looking forward to the most is just the deepening of my voice and facial hair. Deepening of my voice is because I have dysphoria around that, and if you don't know what dysphoria is, it's when it's like a mental thing that, like, things about me that bother me and don't affirm my gender. So that's one of those things is my voice. I don't like my voice because it's like in the middle. It's not that deep, but it's deep enough, and then it's kind of too light. So when I talk to people, when they see me, because I pass as a cisgender male, which if you don't know the term passing, it means everybody sees me as cis because of my appearance. So I pass. But when they talk to me, sometimes they hear me, sometimes they get confused because of my voice, so I don't really like my voice because it's not where I want it to be. And facial hair would be nice because to make me look older, because I get a lot, like, when I tell people I'm 20 and they're like, "You're 20?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm 20." And they're like, "Wow, I really could have thought that you were like 17 or 16. Even one time somebody thought that I was a middle schooler." And I'm like, wow. So yeah, that would really help. And there are like a lot of changes that I'm gonna go through, but those are the two that I really look forward to. But like I said, there's gonna be way more, and when I do start, I will definitely be making videos about that as well. And my last question, not really trans related, but is getting to know me. So where are you from? I'm from Newark, New Jersey. I just recently moved though to South Brunswick. Been living in Newark for my entire life, so just recently moved to South Brunswick. It's really nice. The population is like a mixture of Indian and white people, so it's a really nice neighborhood. I'm enjoying it so far, and I can't wait until the summer so I can go out and explore the town more. But that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. My next video will probably be a podcast with me and my best friend, so hope you guys will enjoy that as well, and stay positive.